What's going on, everybody? It's Brett Pro Angel here, bringing you today another deck profile. Today we're going to be on Infernoble Knights. Sorry I've been gone for a while. I kind of had a lot of crazy stuff happen in my life recently. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into the deck profile. It's going to be very strategic, so just make sure you pay close attention to what I'm trying to do. To start, we have 3 Infernoble Knight Ogier. I feel like this card is very essential. He's very important for your combos. Ogier is just a good card to have in the deck. So many things happen with him. Next, we have 3 Renaud. Renaud is very important. This card, it just has so many good abilities that combo off with the other Infernoble Knights. Yeah, so this card, he's basically just like a free summon. You could do so many things with him, create so many combos. He's definitely a must-have at 3. I wouldn't go any less. Next, we have 2 Oliver. I only run 2 of him because 3 seems a little cloggy. I've even contemplated only running 1 because sometimes if I draw him, it's not good to have. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like 2's the right number. And then I only run 2 Gearfried because 3 gets really cloggy, but then if I run 1 and they hit me with like Call by the Grave or something, then I'm kind of screwed and I don't have my Gearfried. So I absolutely feel like 2 is the right number for this card because he's also searchable. You could send him to the graveyard and add him back to your hand. He's searchable through Roland. He's just a very good card to have. And then we got 3 Sublimation Knights. This card is definitely one of the craziest combo starters I've ever seen. This one card can turn into a crazy board. This and a Neo Space Connector. So next we have our Squeaky Boy. Squeak Knight, he just combos off with the Sublimation Knight. These 2 cards are like bread and butter. Sublimation Knight gets Squeaky Boy. Squeaky Boy, just they go into a Solde. Like, it's just so degenerate, like the combo itself. But I've seen definitely worse. Next, we got our 3 Neo Space Connectors. This, just like Sublimation Knight, is another very degenerate combo because of this. Aqua Dolphin. You basically discard a card and make your opponent like discard a monster card, and you get knowledge of their hand. This is just so dumb. And then same thing as Sublimation Knight, you just go into a Solde and just proceed with your normal combo. Next in the deck profile, we have Jet Synchron, O-Lion, and 1001. I thought about cutting Despot because he can get cloggy and like sometimes he's not necessary, but I do think he's very important for the combo after cutting him and putting him back over and over again. O-Lion, Despot, and Jet, they're all very necessary at 1-ofs. Next we have our 3 Psyframe Gear Gammas and our 1 Driver. This is easily, like, arguably the best hand trap in this format. I don't want to say ever because some would agree that Imperm and Ash could be the best hand traps, but I think every hand trap has their format, and currently it's definitely a Gamma format. Next on the list, we got our spells, Heritage of the Chalice. You're basically running 4 Rhodas in this deck. So this is basically going to search you an Infernoble Knight. This card is just very good. Need I say more? And then of course after this we have our 1 Rhoda. So you know that just makes 4 searchers for us. Like it's just insane. And then of course I feel like Call by the Grave is a very mandatory card in this deck. If you're not running this, then you're just setting yourself up for failure. The worst they can do is Imperm you, but Called by the Grave can at least stop you from being hand trapped. Like if they try to Ash or Hulk, sorry bro, Called by the Grave is such a good card. Next we have Drendel. This card is just so dumb. This is basically just like another searcher. Like, so technically we have like 7 Rhodas in this deck. So I mean, not really 4, but this one's an equipped spell card, so you can also use it for a soul day, like multiple purposes. Next in our list, we got with the fields or with the equipped spell cards, our 1 smoke grenade, our 1 divine sword, 1 living fossil, 1 autonomous action unit, 1 Arfedgerer, and 1 Joyous or Joyce, however you pronounce that card. But Smoke Grenade is so good, of course, and I do actually feel like a Divine Sword is a very must-have in this deck. Living Fossil is very must-have. Autonomous Action Unit can get your opponent's card from the graveyard. And our Fedgerer, or however you call it, a Noble Arms card, it really comes up and more often than you think. I think this card is necessary. And then Joyous, I think it's pronounced. I tech this because it's just a free adder. It's like a warrior returning of live from your graveyard, but an equipped spell card. It's just such a good card to have in the deck. And then for our extra deck, we got our 1 Link Ross and 1 Halley Fibrax. These 2 cards are very degenerate. Every deck is pretty much playing these 2 cards. This combo wouldn't be the same without them. I think the deck would very much be playable without them, but these 2 cards just enable so many like ridiculous combos. And then of course we got our 2 Isolde, or Isolde, however you want to pronounce it, but I think it's Isolde. Isolde is just so good. You could just summon Sublimation Knight, get Squeaky Boy, go into Isolde, and then search another Sublimation Knight for next turn. Like, it's just crazy. Pitch fields or equip spells. Then we got our 1 Auroradon. Auroradon is just another very degenerate card for our combos. It's very necessary though. It's just a must-have in almost every combo nowadays. And then we got our Herald and our Metal Marcher. These 2 cards are like bread and butter. Also, you almost can't have one without the other, because if you're not going into Marcher, you're probably going to go into Herald. So let's be real. And then we got our 2 Noble Knights. These 2 cards are so important. Actually, Roland is more important than the other one, but Roland is basically a part of our combo. He just comes up sometimes. I feel like I wouldn't run anything else over him, honestly, because he's pretty good of a card. And then we're on to our dragons. What is a warrior deck without dragons? Coral Dragon, Shooting Riser, then our Savage, and then Trishula. So what is a warrior deck without dragons? Like, for real, it's kind of essential actually. Coral Dragon lets us draw. Shooting Riser Dragons, it just comes up. Savage is just good for the main combo, and Trishula is pretty good for going second. Shooting Riser Dragon and Trishula are basically going second cards. They definitely come up. It's for sure. And then of course our MVP, Emperor Charles. Charles is definitely the MVP of this deck. He enables all the nonsense to happen. So I just want to thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Brett Pro Angel out.
Let's go.